What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So first things first, before we go ahead and get started, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. And anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family, man, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications. Can we go ahead and get 50 likes on this video? Be sure to go ahead and share it with your family and friends. And last but definitely not least, y'all, go ahead and comment down right now. Where are you watching today, tuning in from? I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know I'm coming out of Cali, so I would love to know which state y'all are coming out from. But again, thank you for the support. Now let's go ahead and get into the making of this build. So as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, I am bringing y'all the pure rim protector build, but we're going to be able to shoot better than any defensive build when it comes down to what we're going to be working with today. So when it comes down to this pie chart, I'm going to go with the one split right down the middle with not the shooting or the defensive, but I'm going to go with the one with the more shooting than defense. And this is actually one of the new pie charts that they did drop this year when it comes down to current gen. Now, once we go ahead and get into the physicals, this should all be based off your own preference, but I'm telling you, the one that you definitely want to go ahead and pick is going to be the one with a 71 speed, which is going to be the first one, or you can go with the fourth. Now, if you do go with the first one, you're getting the maximum speed possible. However, if you do go with the fourth one with the 72 vertical, 68 speed, and a 66 acceleration, you're going to see what the potential is going to be once we adjust the height, weight, and wingspan on this build. Now, this is easily one of the most rare build name power forwards out there, but when it comes down to what this build is going to be able to do, I promise you, easily the best catfish lockdown defender build that we're going to be able to make. Now, when it comes down to the finishing, max out your driving layup as well as your driving dunk. Once it comes down to the mid-range, I'm going to go with an 80 midi. Max out that three-pointer. Free throw is going to go to an 88 with a post fade of 81. Now that brings us up to a total of 23 shooting badges. For the playmaking, I am maxing out all three categories, and I'm going to get a total of 10 playmaking badges. Now for the defensive end, I'm going to max out my interior defense, of course, perimeter defense, lateral quickness, go with the 59 steal. Of course you want to max out that block. Then once it comes down to the defensive rebound, we're going to be able to max this out, and that's going to bring us up to a total of 19 badges. Now, if you have been grinding all year, each season, add 7 extra badges to this build, and you're really going to see what the potential of this build is made out to be. Especially when it comes down to the defensive end, I wanted to make it to where this build is looking more of a defensive build, but it's going to be able to score just as good as any other offensive build. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the physicals. These are going to change. The reason why they are as is because we're at the height of 6'9" because we picked the power forward position. Let's not worry about that too much right now. Once it comes down to the body shape, I would go with built, burly, or defined. Now the height, as you can see, at 6'9", but if you do decide to adjust this is what's going to give us the biggest impact with our main stats. So, for my liking, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 6'9", but with the weight, this is going to play a huge factor with the speed, acceleration, and look at that vertical as well. So if you do go with the weight of 190, that's going to bring our speed up to a 74, 73 for the acceleration with a 74 vertical as well. Now consider what this build is going to be looking like with the +8 from the 99 overall +4 as well as the gym rat badge. Really going to give us a huge boost to what this build is going to be able to do all around. But as you can see with the wingspan, we are also going to be able to get park dunks unlocked on this build. Now, once it comes down to this, I like the wingspan of 91.0, really keeps our physicals intact, and especially once it comes down to the defensive end, gonna give us a huge boost, not affecting our shooting too much, and that's really not gonna matter, because once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of the takeovers, you're gonna see what the potential of this build is really gonna come out to be. Now, if you do run with teammates that are going to be having floor general and defensive leader, both on the Hall of Fame category, already add a +12 to this build once you grind it up to 99. But as you can see, we do get the rim protecting takeover as well as the sharpshooting. Now, plus 10 to the defensive area or a plus 10 to your shooting. Really comes down to your personal preference as well as your play style. For my liking, normally I would go with the defensive one just to be more comp on the defensive end and help out on that side of the ball. But for this build, I want to be able to make sure that people know you are a threat when the ball is in your hands. So for my liking on this exact build, I would have to go with the sharpshooting takeover, and this is really going to remind me of the 2K19 rim protector build coming in at 6'9", and as y'all can see, we were able to create just that. Now, once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of what this build is going to be looking like at 99 overall, I promise you, you're going to have a real change of heart of what this build is going to be able to do, as well as if it's worth grinding out. So, when it comes down to the main thing of this build, the physicals are getting a plus 8 once you grind it out to the max of 99. So, take a look at our speed. Yes, we did not pick the maximum speed pie chart, but with this build, we're going to be able to maintain an 82 speed as well as an 82 vertical at 6'9". Now, with the acceleration, we're going to get an 81, but once it comes down to the main attributes, go ahead and add a plus 12 to every area of this build, but then add a plus 22 to your shooting, and that is what's really going to allow this build to take off. So essentially, in Takeover, we will have a 97 three-pointer. Once it comes down to what we're going to be looking like for the mid-range shot, 99. Free throw, 99, and if this applies for the post fade, 99 as well. Now, if we're looking at the defensive end, add a plus 22 to this area. Your interior defense will be a 92, perimeter defense of 93. Then, once it comes down to what we're going to be looking like for the lateral quickness, at 6'9", and this is only if you did pick that rim protector takeover, a 93 lateral quickness. Then for the block, that's going to be 99 as well as with a 99 defensive rebound. Really solid build, especially if you do decide to grind it out and make it. But let's go ahead and get into the breakdown of what we're going to be looking like for the finishing. So we only get one badge, but if you have grinded out each season, you're going to be able to get the park dunks as well as an extra 7 badges to this area or any other area of this build. So really take that into consideration. But for now, I would go with Fearless Finisher on bronze just to unlock the contact layup animations. Now, once it comes down to the playmaking, you got to be very specific with which badges you do decide to put on. So for my liking, I'm going to go with Hyperdrive, Quick Chain, as well as Quick First Step on all gold. Now, if you want to, you can definitely throw on Triple Threat Juke, but that's just going to come down to basing it off of your own playstyle and preference. For my liking on this build, I would go with the 3 gold badges. Then you can decide between Bronze, Bailout, Bullet Passer, or even Unpluckable. And if you wanted to, you can definitely change the tiers of these badges, going with 3 silver badges, and then you can even spread the wealth a little bit more if you want to. This is just another way to go about it. Really liking how it's looking, but honestly, as long as you feel comfortable with the badges that you're throwing on, I would go ahead and recommend that. Let's go ahead and get into the defensive end now. A total of 19 badges. So when it comes down to the breakdown of this build, I'm going to go ahead and have to say I'm really liking that we're able to get clamps on gold. I'm going to pair that up with Intimidator as well. Now, we have 13 more remaining badges, so you cannot forget about Rim Protector as well as a Rebound Chaser. Now, another badge that I really like to run is going to be Chased on Artist. You necessarily do not need to put it on the gold tier, but if you want to lower it, you definitely can. Now, one badge that I definitely like to run on all builds will be Pogo Stick on the highest tier. Interceptor is going to be another one of those badges, but I'm going to leave it on bronze. Now, we have one final area of this build remaining, so let's go ahead and leave it to the shooting. 23 total badges, and remember, we are able to get the Hall of Fame tier for each and every one of these badges. To start it out, I'm going to go with Hot Zone Hunter as well as Sniper. From here, basing it off of my preference, I do like to spread the wealth, so let me go ahead and name a few badges that I would normally run. At least Bronze or Silver, Green Machine, Volume Shooter as well, Clutch Shooter, and you definitely cannot forget about Corner Specialist or Deadeye. Now, the tiers that I'm running when it comes to Hall of Fame will be the first 2 Hot Zone Hunter, and Sniper. I want to add in Deadeye for this build as well as Green Machine, then Catch and Shoot and Silver Blinders, and I really feel like Bronze Corner Specialist will be at the perfect tier to find success with the shooting put towards this build. Now this is pretty much what the badge count as well as the loadout is going to be looking like when it comes to this build, but if you feel like going with any other tiers of badges or just making this build completely differently, know that you can go ahead and do it basing it off of your own preference. But I'm going to leave it at 1 finishing badge, 23 shooting, 10 playmaking, and then 19 defensive. But man, if you made it to the end, just know that I thank you and I appreciate you, especially if it was your first time, man. Y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. And anybody who wants to join the Rich Gang family, man, be sure to go ahead and turn on post notifications because I'm uploading every single day. Happy summer to those of you who just graduated as well as of those of you who are coming back. Thank y'all for the Rich Gang family always showing up once again. Can we go ahead and get 50 likes on this video? Be sure to share it with your family and friends and comment down below, where did you tune in from today? Thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And with all that being said, Rich out.